Cleanup continues today after powerful storms moved through the area overnight. A look at some of that damage.
Plus, we take you inside the Madison County Jail and some of the problems they're facing. NBC 39 News begins now.
Now, from your hometown news team in the heart of downtown Jackson, this is NBC 39 News at 6.
And good evening, and thanks for joining us tonight. I'm Josh Egbert.
And I'm Meredith Mitchell. Don't let this hot weather fool you. Storm damage can come any day of the year.
NBC 39's Camila Reyda tells us how the cleanup from last night's storms are going today.
Grand Street was closed all morning. Trees had fallen and the power was out, but residents were staying positive.
And I'm glad that we are safe because the trees are falling on. We don't know why because we had a bad storm last night, but all of it gonna work out the best because we got people that's fixing it and cleaning it up for us.
After days in 90-degree weather, last night's storm and its collateral damage surprised many. MARTY CLEMENTS, Director of Emergency Management, explains why the temperatures suddenly dropped 20 degrees and had the effect it did.
We're going to have a lot of heating during the day, which puts a lot more instability into the air. In the afternoon, it gets even greater. And when a cool front comes in, it makes it entirely unstable.
He recommends checking the weather multiple times throughout the day. And if you do run into a fallen tree, do not go near it until the street department cleans it up.
You see something like this in the street, turn around and go back. Don't go, you never know what's in that tree. It could be lines or anything.
If you live near a tree, make sure you know where it's located. So in the case of a bad storm, you can put yourself in the opposite direction. Superintendent of the street department, Percy Jones, also advises you to check if the trees around you are dead or alive. And if they're dead, get them removed because they're more susceptible to falling. For NBC 39 News, I'm Camila Reyda.
Now, your first weather.
And the heat and humidity definitely around the parts of West Tennessee here for your Wednesday. Temperatures right along the Mississippi River actually made upper 80s and low 90s. That heat index, though, that feel-like temperature into the triple digits in most areas. Here in Jackson, we had a few clouds come in, which actually helped keep our temperatures back a little bit. We're still in the low to mid 80s, even some upper 80s found like around Milan, for example, 88 degrees a high today, 86 in Parsons, 88 degrees in Paris, 90 degrees in Union City, again 90 in Covington, 89 in Memphis. But it looks like more heat and humidity in the forecast. Isolated rain chances, there were some out there today. Some are very isolated chances. The majority of that stayed down in parts of Mississippi and Alabama, but it looks like we'll keep at least some chances of isolated rain in our forecast here as we head into the overnight hours of tonight and really into your Thursday as well. 73 degrees, the overnight low here in Jackson. Again, humid weather continues. Could be an isolated thunderstorm around the area. Again, very spotty coverage area. As that happens in the evening hours or into the overnight hours of tonight, we'll see those winds kind of die down as well. But more heat and humidity in the forecast the next several days. Keep the isolated chance of rain around as well. We'll talk more about that with your hometown forecast coming up in just a few more minutes.
All right, Chris, thank you. Well, many of you know of the issues facing the Madison County Jail and their problems of overcrowdedness. But what about some of the other facilities?
NBC 39's Jackson Overstreet takes us on a tour of the county's jail annex.
We can tell you about it all day long. We can let you read reports all day long, but there's nothing like seeing it yourself.
On the top floor of the Madison County Courthouse sits the Madison County Jail Annex, a 64-bed facility for low and medium security inmates. The annex was built in 1936. Of late, its age is showing.
We've got some major plumbing issues, and the issue is 1936.
Many of the annex facilities feature the original fixtures and piping from 1936, which makes it near impossible to patch up any issues.
Some of that is cast iron showers. I mean, after 100 years or so, you know, how are you going to try to keep that intact and all? And that's what the leaks have come from.
And the plumbing issues have gotten so bad up at the annex, it's even affecting the floors down below.
It's caused some problems of mold and getting on our work and causing damage to some of our computers.
The Sheriff's Department keeps the annex open to help ease the number of inmates over at the main jail complex, due to it being overcrowded. The plumbing and other maintenance issues the annex has makes it a little harder to manage the situation.
Constantly having to shut down a unit to go in with a plumbing issue, It may take a while. So that's inmate that's got to come from here back to CJC.
In Jackson, for NBC 39 News, I'm Jackson Overstreet.
The Sheriff's Department plans on closing down the jail annex and moving the inmates to the new county jail once it is built. But there is no firm timetable on when the move will take place.
Well, we are halfway through the week and halfway through the Jackson-Madison County school system and Corey's Gifts uniform drive. Now, this partnership between the school district and Corey's began because Elite Dental Care wanted to give Christmas gifts to the community instead of to each other. They are collecting collared shirts and uniform bottoms. Now, so far, they've helped 14 different families and hope to help many more by the end of the week. They say it takes more than just staff and teachers, but the entire community to help students in need.
We can't change the kids' situation. We can't change the environment in which they're growing up in, but we can let them know that we see them and that someone cares about them and wants to, them to do good in the future, and we care about their education.
Now you have until Friday to visit any of the 5 drop-off locations around the community and help a student in need. They say they hope to continue this fundraiser and turn it into an annual event.
Hub City residents, a new sandwich shop has opened at the Columns. Jersey Mike's, a fast casual sandwich chain based out of New Jersey, opened the doors of its first Jackson store today out on Van Drive. The sandwich shop has also partnered with the Jackson chapter of the Boys and Girls Club for an opening week fundraiser. The shop is offering a free sandwich with a $2 donation to the club coupon to be used from today through Sunday.
Well, you may have gotten a call. It looks like a friend is calling, but it may actually be a phone scam. More than $9 billion was lost due to phone scams in 2017. That's up from $7.4 billion in 2015, and more than 7 million complaints were filed with the National Do Not Call Registry last year. Experts say scammers are increasingly spoofing phone numbers to make them look familiar to consumers on the other end. Now, half of all phone scams today use the tactic of digit spoofing to avoid this type of phone scam. Experts say if a phone number looks familiar but something seems a little off, just tell the person you'll call them back or just let it go to voicemail.
You may need to find somewhere else to get your taxes done. H&R Block says it plans to close 400 offices. This after it lowered its sales and profit margin outlook for the rest of the year. The company's CEO says the decision to shutter the locations is part of its annual review, and the stores were mostly smaller ones. The company does not plan to cut any jobs as a result of the closures, and the stores being closed are all within 5 miles of other H&R Block locations.
While the pain at the pump continues, consumers are actually spending $69 more a month to fill their vehicles up compared to last summer. That's according to a new report from AAA. Currently, Americans are spending about 7% of their annual 2018 income on gas, with strong demand as the summer travel season gets underway. AAA says there's little relief in sight. Experts say motorists can expect to spend at least $250 more on gas this summer, with prices ranging anywhere between $2.85 and $3.05 a gallon through Labor Day.
Well, still to come on NBC 39 News at 6, President Trump arrives back in Washington after a historic Singapore summit.
Yeah, the president touted the success of that summit. We'll have more details on what he said coming up.
And we did see a few clouds out there late this afternoon. That kind of held our temperatures here in Jackson back a little bit, but more heat and humidity and more isolated chance of storms in our forecast the next several days. And we'll talk more about that after the break.